All right, let's talk about the ego. When you hear that word, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Probably arrogance, right? Selfishness, something you're supposed to keep in check. But what if? What if everything you've been told about the ego is just plain wrong? What if that thing you've been taught to push down is actually the secret key to everything you want to achieve?
And that right there, that's the core idea of what we're diving into today. It's a bold statement, I know. It goes against so much of what we hear. But the source material for this says this simple misunderstanding is a trap. And today, we're going to show you how to get out of it.
You see, we've all been sold this story, that a big ego leads to a big fall. I like to call it the great ego lie. And it's this damaging idea that keeps you playing small, constantly second-guessing yourself, and looking for approval from literally everyone except the one person who actually counts. You. I mean, really let that sink in for a second. Think about that inner voice, that relentless drive you have to do more, to be better. What if that's not some kind of character flaw you need to fix? What if it's actually rocket fuel, just waiting for you to hit the ignition switch? See, when you buy into that ego lie, you walk straight into what this is all about, the trap of blindness. The source material calls this the negative side, and it's basically a mental cage where all your potential just withers away. You know the feeling, right? You have a great idea, but you talk yourself out of it because you're worried about what other people might think. That, right there, is the trap in action.
Now, check this out. This slide lays it all out so clearly. On the one side, you've got the negative path. You're held back by doubt, you're surrounded by people who don't really support you, and the end result is, well, unfulfilled potential. But then look at the other side. The positive side is all about being fueled by your ambition, breaking away from all that negativity, and becoming, as they call it, a monster of achievement. It's not just a small difference, it's two totally different destinies, and you get to choose.
Okay, this is it. This is the big pivot point, the huge revelation that this whole concept is built on. We have to do a complete mental flip and start calling the ego what it really is.
So let's just forget about ego as arrogance. We're about to redefine it. From now on, think of it as the most powerful, most sustainable fuel source you have to build the exact life you've always imagined.
And let's be super clear about this. The positive ego, it's not about thinking you're better than everyone else. That's arrogance. This is about self-respect. It's knowing that you are capable of being the absolute best version of yourself. It's not a weapon to put others down. It's a tool you use to build yourself up.
So the big question is, how do you actually do this? How do you go from just understanding the idea to living it every single day? Well, this isn't just theory. It's a real battle plan for becoming that monster of achievement. Let's break it down.
It really comes down to these 3 clear steps. Step 1. You have to make that conscious choice to see your ego as self-respect. Step 2. You got to do a clean sweep of your life. Cut out the fake friends, the negative people, the ones who thrive on your self-doubt. And then, step 3. You take all that energy you just got back and you pour it, like gasoline on a fire, straight into your ambition.
And this just shows you how high the stakes are. We're not talking about small improvements here. The goal, the ultimate prize, is to literally become a legend in your own family. It's about using that deep self-respect to pull away from the crowd, to hit your absolute peak performance, and to build a legacy that echoes for generations.
So, the main takeaway here is actually pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Stop saying you're sorry for wanting more out of life. That ambition you feel, it's not a flaw. It's your superpower. And it is time to start acting like it.
This quote, it's not just a nice thought, it's a command. It's a direct order to weaponize your self-respect, to surgically cut out the people holding you back, and to aim for a level of success so high that it changes your family's story forever.
And that's really the question I want to leave you with. Now that you know the truth, now that you understand that your ego is your superpower, what are you going to do with it? What amazing things are you finally going to build? Because the answer to that, well, it's completely up to you.